friends, welcome back. Before we get started, let's go over the materials that you're going to need today. Today, you're going to need to have your My First School Book. You'll need to have your Postal Worker Boogaloo. You'll need to have your Hickory Dickory Dock retail pieces. Today it's only one page. And you'll need to have 2 blank pieces of paper. And you will need your crayons. You might also want to get your green number cards that we used a long time ago. Those might come in handy today. All right, we have a 9 o'clock Zoom today. I hope to see you there. And let's get started with our calendar. Okay, today's day of the week starts with a letter that says What letter says Did you guess M? And what day of the week starts with an M? Did you guess Monday? Very good. And look at here. Our month also starts with the letter that says What letter was that again? That's right, it's M. And can you remember the name of the month that starts with the sound? Did you guess May? Very nice. All right, let's count and see what number we're on. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. The calendar says 4th. And let's read our pattern. Red flower, orange flower, purple flower. That's tricky. We don't have enough to know, but let's see what it is. Did you guess red flower? Very good. I say you read Monday, May 4th. All right, boys and girls, let's stand up and do our songs.
Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday, there's Tuesday and there's Wednesday, there's Thursday and there's Friday, and then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week.
All right, let's warm up.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you turn around. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, then you sit back down.
All right. Boys and girls, this week we're going to continue to learn about community helpers. And this week is going to be a little bit different because we're going to learn about two community helpers. The beginning part of the week we're going to learn about mail carriers. Mail carriers are the people that bring the mail to your house. They have a big job to do. Not only do they have to sort the mail, but they have to bring it to your house and then take any mail that you're sending back to the post office and sort it to go to other people's houses. It's a big job. You're going to start by listening to a story called Community Helper Mail Carrier. And then you're going to sing the song called the Mailman Song. And then you're going to color your boogaloo. But before we can color the boogaloo, let's stand up and do our postal worker boogaloo. I'm a postal worker, and I'm here to say, I work in your neighborhood, and that's okay. I pick up your mail and deliver it too. I bring it to your house just for you. Letters, cards, packages too. Doing the postal worker boogaloo. Okay, we call them a mail carrier. We call them the postal worker. We can call them different names, but they're the same person that bring things to your house. So I want you to take out your postal worker boogaloo, and on the back, I want you to do your very best printing, and I want you to write your name using one capital letter and the rest lowercase. Now, when you're listening to the story, I want you to pay attention to the color of the uniform. Mail carriers or postal workers wear a uniform to work. They can't just wear whatever they want. They have to wear a uniform. So I want you to pay attention to the color of the uniform. And what I think you're going to find is that their uniform are blue. It's mostly blue. Now it does have a little bit of red and a little bit of white. But for my mail carrier here, I'm going to make his jacket blue, his pants blue, his hat mostly blue, but I need to add some red and white. I'll show you in just a second. Now, mail carriers are walking most of their day. They walk to deliver the mail. So they have to make sure that they're wearing comfortable shoes because otherwise, after all that walking, their feet will get sore. So I'm going to give my mail carriers some comfortable black shoes. And I need to remember to use my brown lightly to do his skin color. Now his hands need to be skin color. His face needs to be skin color. And then you need to remember to color his hair. And who can decide what color his hair will be? That's right, you can decide. I'm going to give my mail carrier black hair. You can decide if you want it to be black or brown or yellow, which we call blonde. And I'm going to color his eyes black. And then the stamps on his letters, I'm going to make those red. But envelopes are usually white. When your grown-ups get their mail today, I want you to look at the letters. And the envelopes are usually white. I want you to do your very best coloring with no scribble scrabble. I want you to poke 3 holes in the paper and add that to your poetry notebook. Today you're going to watch a new nursery rhyme. This one is called Hickory Dickory Dock. So I want you to watch that video, and every day this week we're going to watch a different version, which I think is fun. It gives us different perspective. And then I want you to color your Hickory Dickory Dock retail pieces. Before you color your retail pieces on the back, I want you to rainbow write your name with one uppercase letter and the rest are lowercase. I want you to do your very best printing, and I want you to remember to use all the rainbow colors. Start with red, and then on top of the red, write your name with orange, then yellow, and green, and blue, and last, purple, so that when you're all done, your name looks like a rainbow. And then I want you to turn your retail piece over, and I want you to color the clock. Now, parts of the clock, it has a pendulum. The pendulum is this big round thing that's hanging down, and the pendulum swings back and forth for each second. The pendulum is usually a metal color, but because I don't have a lot of metal colors, I'm going to make it yellow. And I'm going to use yellow as my highlighting color that goes around most of my clock. Now the face of your clock is the part that has the numbers on it, and it has the hands that go around. Here is the face of your clock. You can choose if you're going to color the face of your clock or if you're just going to leave that part white. Some clocks, that part is white. Some clocks, it's a color, but you get to decide how you want to do that. Now I'm going to make most of my clock, it's called a grandfather clock, and I'm going to color most of that brown, just like a wood color. But I think you could make it any color you want. I'm making mine look like they do traditionally. Like when I grew up, my grandma and grandpa, they had a grandfather clock, and it was made out of wood. My grandpa actually made it himself. And so it was made out of wood, and then it went to my parents, and now I think my brother has it. So grandfather clocks are something that used to be in everybody's house. Now clocks aren't as common in houses anymore because everybody has a phone, and the phone helps keep the time. Now the front of the clock that holds that pendulum, the part that goes back and forth, you can see the pendulum because it's glass. And can anyone remember what color we color things when they are glass, like windows on cars or houses? That's right, we color those blue. So around the pendulum, you're going to want to lightly color it a blue color to show that it's glass, and that's how you're seeing the pendulum on the clock. And then you can decide if you want to make it look like there's glass over the face of your clock too. And then we've got this thing called the mouse. Now I'm making a pink nose, and I'm making a pink on the inside of his ears. But I don't have a pink crayon. So the way that I'm doing that is I am using my red crayon really lightly to try and color my mouse gray. Real mice can be gray, or they can be white, or they can be black, but if you do black it would be hard to see the cute details on this mouse. Or they can be brown. But I'm not doing brown because I did my clock brown, and I like to have color. And then you can color the sticks that we're going to have on here. And I will show you my retail pieces. You can see this time I showed you I took my time. When you're done, I want you to set that aside, and we'll be using those again tomorrow. All right. Today and tomorrow we're going to be focusing on the letter B. B says B. B. Oh, sorry. B. B. When I make an uppercase B, a capital B, I start at the top and I make a straight line down. Then I jump to the top and I make a little curve to the middle and I make another curve to the bottom. Capital B. B. When I make a lowercase b, I make a straight line down. I jump to the middle and I make a little curve to the bottom that goes the same way. B says B. All right, now I want you to get out your My First School book. And today we're going to turn to page 57. And we're not going to be practicing curves. We're going to be practicing this shape. 57 has a 5 in the 10 spot and a 7 in the 1 spot. What shape is this? That's right, it's a diamond. A diamond. And we're going to practice making our diamond. Click on the video and I'll show you what I want you to do. When you're done with that, I want you to log into ST Math and see if you can make some progress. Lots of friends are at 100%, and if you're one of those friends, give yourself a pat on the back. Some of you are still making progress, and that's awesome. Some of you still need to log on. If you haven't logged on and you need help, have your grown-up email me. When you're done, I want you to go on a number hunt in your house. And that's where you might need to find these pieces to find where you could find numbers. Some ideas are, is there a clock? If there's a clock, see what numbers you find. Are there numbers on your refrigerator or microwave? Look all around your house and see if you can find the numbers 0 through 10. When you're done, I want you to take a blank piece of paper and I want you to write your name. And then I want you to practice writing your numbers 0 through 10. If you need help, you can put these down in front of you so you can see how to make the numbers. And remember, when we make numbers, we can say our poems. For 0, around and around we go. When we get home, we have 0. And for our 1, number 1 is like a stick, a straight line that's very quick. And for my 2, around and back on a railroad track, 2, 2. When I make my 3, around the tree, that's the way to make a 3. 4, down and over, down some more. That's the way to make a 4. 5, straight line down, then around, hat on top, and 5's a clown. 6, make a curve and make a loop. There's no tricks to make a 6. 7, across the sky and down from heaven. That's the way to make a 7. And 8, make an S and do not wait. That's the way to make an 8. A 9, make a loop and make a line. That's the way to make a 9. And to make a 10, you make a 1 and a 0. Boys and girls, make sure you start your numbers at the top. Write your numbers 1 through 10, but if you need help, you can use your number cards to help you remember what those numbers look like. If you have a chance, I'd like you to take a picture and send it to me. All right, next I want you to look at the weather. Our season is still spring, and I want you to look outside. Do you see any signs of spring? Are some plants growing? Are flowers blooming? Are the leaves starting to grow on the trees? What signs of spring do you see? And then I want you to talk about the weather. Look at the sky. What does the weather look like? Is it partly cloudy or rainy, sunny or windy, snowy or stormy, or cloudy? And then I want you to predict, what does it feel like outside? Take a step outside. Was your prediction correct? Next, I want you to click on the weather cam in Iowa and look at the sky there. What does the sky look like in Iowa? Is it the same or is it different than the sky here? How do you think it feels in Iowa? Use your observation skills. What do you see in the picture? Do you see anything different than the last time you looked? Are the flags blowing? Are there cars in the parking lot? What do you see? When you're done, you're going to watch a video called A Day in the Life of the Mail Carrier. While you're watching that video, I want you to think of 4 things, and later on, when it's over, I want you to talk to your grown-up. What different things does a mail carrier deliver? What kind of vehicles does she drive? Why do you think she wears a hat? And what is in her mail bag? When you're done watching that video, you're going to listen to a feeling song. And as you're listening to the feeling song, I want you to think, how are you feeling today? Because when the song is over, I want you to take the next blank piece of paper, and I would like for you to color a picture and show me how you feel today. You might want to include your face. If you're happy, you might have a smile. If you're sad, you might have a frown, or maybe some tears. If you're angry, you might be showing your teeth. If you're nervous, you might be having your hands in front of your face. Write your name on the paper, take a picture, and send it to me. I care about how you're feeling. Then you're going to balance on each foot for 10 seconds. You're going to stand on one foot, don't touch the table or anything to help you balance, and see if you can count to 10. And then balance on your other foot. See if you can count to 10. And then you're going to balance. So find a line or make a line and see if you can balance and step one foot in front of the other without wobbling off the line. I want you to play for 45 minutes. I gave you a Go Noodle activity, and I want you to sign on to Seesaw. Everyone needs to get on to Seesaw. If you don't know how, have your grown-up email me, and I'll help you get on Seesaw. There's an activity every day that I would like you to get done, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.